Rachel, I'm just going to say this. At the end of the day, these things have started from, it looks like, in these emails, not from these emails, but the emails that you
No,
actually put out.
those are not emails. Those are
Sorry,
tweets.
the Twitter. When you went on Twitter, this seems to have, for me, and let's correct me, it started the beef when you went on Twitter and you said that Rachel Donaire is not a fight manager. She's a manager for a single fighter because it's her husband. Until Rachel Rachel manages other clients, you do not class her on the level of a manager to be voted as a manager of the year. Could you please first explain that?
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah. Explain
it. Well, Rachel, let me ask you a question. Before your husband and since your husband success, have you ever managed another fighter?
I mean, before I answer that question, I kind of actually want to know your background and history. Like, what do you do in boxing?
You don't know? You claim to be a fight manager, but you don't know who I am.
I mean, that sounds a little like egotistical, but I'm asking you, like, what are your
well, I entered boxing January 1st. I entered boxing January 1st of 1991.
Rick, you can put your cameras on when you feel like it. Okay, go on.
I'm not putting the camera on. I'm laying in bed.
All right, man.
I'm on my way to bed at 1 o'clock to sleep, so I just laying here. So anyways, I entered boxing January 1st of 1991. My business, glaserboxing.com, go to my website, is a 24/7, 365 worldwide provider of quality supplemental services to promoters, TV networks, streaming platforms, casinos, brick and mortar casinos, online casinos, fighters, managers, attorneys. I've been an expert witness in 34 boxing related lawsuits over the years, including 3 in the last 18 months. That's what I do. I don't manage fighters. I do advise a couple fighters that do have managers, but I play a secondary role always because I just don't have there aren't enough hours in the day. My business is more corporate than it is to do with individual fighters or individual people.
When's the last time you did matchmaking?
I don't do any matchmaking. I haven't done matchmaking since 2016. I got cancer and I was supposed to pass away. I was on my deathbed for 65 days. I took chemo for 32 months, and I never returned to matchmaking because it requires you to travel, and I don't want to be in a position where I have to travel to an event. I'll be 65 years old coming up here in April, and I think I've earned my stripes in boxing, which everybody agrees I have. I'm an elector in Canastota at the Hall of Fame, and I'm also in New York State Hall of Fame inductee, and will probably end up in the Hall of Fame in Canastota eventually as an inductee. What would you like to know?
When was the last time that you actually did anything in boxing that provided a contract?
Last week. 3 deals this week so far. 1 deal today that's happening February 18th. I do them every day.
As an
my business,
advisor, a
matchmaker, I average
what exactly
16.
are you doing? Because you
Excuse
said
me?
you haven't matchmaked since 2016. So are you advising?
No, I didn't. I did not say that.
So you're matchmaking still?
I don't do that. I don't do shows as a matchmaker. I do matchmaking. Like if a promoter calls me and says, "Hey, I need a guy to fight this guy," I do that. But I'm not a licensed matchmaker for a show because I don't want to travel. Okay. Now, do we get that straightened out?
Yeah, you're brokering.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
And that's what my title is: International Agent, Broker, and Consultant. That's what my title is.
Again, I never assume anything. I like to ask you in person, so then at least I know exactly what you claim to be.
What I claim to be. Now I'm getting insulted.
I didn't say that.
Claim to be. You're the one that didn't know who I was, but I've been on the phone with every single.
You were. I wanted to hear what you
listen. I was on the phone.
I never said that. I don't know who you are. I know exactly who you are.
You don't know.
I want to hear from your mouth who you think you are.
Who I think I am?
Again, I gave you the stage. I don't know why you're getting so upset right now.
I'm not upset at all. I'm laughing at you.
Dude, you're literally like being so confrontational. I haven't even brought out anything yet.
I'm laughing at you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, I can't tell because you have the camera off. I mean, I thought we were supposed to have both cameras on, but
Nobody said he got a camera on. I have to 99% of the time I don't put the camera on.
You're the one that scheduled this time. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you at this point.
I accepted this time. I didn't schedule it.
I didn't schedule it.
Okay. Continue with your narrative.
Okay. I wanna get for the fans now, Rick. This is where it started. You don't give Rachel the credit like a lot of other boxing people do.
That's right.
Statement on Twitter, you say Rachel is not a fight manager. She's a single fight manager. Now she came back to you, I think, and said that award goes to how we manage. Okay, that award goes to how you manage, not how many. Okay, so you know, she just telling you it's not how many, it's how you manage.
I know. But the extremely capable, okay, she gives a lot of credit to the extremely capable Richard Schaefer, which he is. He was okay, but then she claims to be the manager when he's calling the shots.
Are you out of your mind? Have you seen my
tell him, Rachel?
Who is the one that contacted Richard Schaefer to have Richard Schaefer sign Nonito? Is that on a manager or not? What is actually, you know what, Richard? Rick, I'm gonna give you the floor. Please tell me what a manager does. I would like you to define.
That's one thing you did. You contacted Richard Schaefer.
No. I want you to give me the entire bucket. Give me the entire bucket of what a manager does. Please go.
It does everything for the fighter that's supposed to be done, including working with the 4 organizations to get your fighter highly rated, and a little bit of everything. I mean, it's just everything. It's not one particular thing.
So what does Rachel not do?
Generalized statement I've ever heard.
It's one. Listen, you're a one fighter manager.
Again, Rick, that's not the question.
How many fighters have you managed?
What does a manager do, Rick? Like, if you have to go look it up on Google, go look it up on Google. But what does a manager do?
I just answered the question. I just answered the question.
No, that's not answer, Rick. Do you need me to educate you on what a manager does, or
you couldn't educate me in anything when it comes to professional boxing? Get it out of your head.
Please answer the question.
I've already answered the question. Rick? I said works with the 4 organization and does a little bit of everything else. I just answered the question.
Okay. I mean, I guess if that's like your smallest generalized what is it called? Definition that you can bring is they do a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, yes. They nurture the fighter. They develop a career strategy. They develop a career strategy.
Okay,
they do a little bit of everything.
Career strategy, what else?
I just answered the question.
No, you said a little bit of everything. I literally could breastfeed my child and you're calling them a manager. So a little bit of what? Does a manager babysit children? No. So stop with this generalized shit and tell me exactly what a manager does. So they do career strategy. What else? Do they manage training camps?
They possibly can, yes. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. It depends if it's an absentee manager or the manager is more of a backer than he is a actual manager. It depends.
Do they take in salaries for the fighter?
They what?
Take in salaries for the fighter.
I don't know what that means.
Do they take in financial instruments on behalf of the fighter? For example, checks from the commission?
Of course, well, from promoters, sure they do. Of course.
Okay. Do they negotiate contracts?
Of course.
Do they make sure that the contract is intact and they fight for the best purse?
The best purse versus the least risk is probably the best description, correct?
Okay. What else do they do? Do they hire other people that are within the camp to help with the fighter, i.e. cutmen, security?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes the trainer will get the cut man. Depends on the situation. It depends if the trainer works with a cut man on the same guy on a regular basis or not.
Do they arrange travel?
Well, through the promoter, yes, absolutely.
And is that everything you do, Rachel?
Okay, so I mean, first of all, before I answer that question, Rick, do you believe that boxers can manage themselves?
No.
Okay, we'll revisit that.
Because the reason for that is most fighters are not in reality. They have delusions of grandeur, and it's natural. It's not
But
because
they do not have to. It's not a requirement to be in the sport to have a manager, correct?
No, of course not.
Right.
Many fighters don't have managers, but I think they should have a manager, advisor, agent, somebody that they can lean on for advice, for whether it's legal advice, boxing advice, financial advice, a little bit of everything. Yeah, of course they should, but they don't. A lot of them don't. It's just the way it is.
Okay, so let's play a game. Let's go down memory lane. Richard Schaefer was only in front of Nonito Donaire because I had his managerial contract that was released from
Rachel. Rachel, stop right there.
Not done.
Stop right there.
Not done.
Stop.
Not
Stop
done.
right there.
I talked to Golden Boy. I talked to PBC. I talked to Matchroom. I talked to Richard. We decided on Richard. That's one. That's number one. Number two, managed training camps. The training camp after Nonito Donaire left 2008 from his father's gym. Which gym did he go to?
I don't know.
Let me give you a hint. It was my gym that was actually a taekwondo gym that had a boxing side. That is where he met Mike Basil.
Okay.
Was never
but Rachel, you're Rachel.
I'm not deflecting.
Rachel,
I'm actually telling you exactly what I do.
Rachel, you're deflecting.
I'm the
Rachel.
one that redlines the contract.
Rachel,
okay,
you're
so
Rachel.
What am I deflecting?
I gotta go. When she stopped, when she stopped
come on, let's
talking,
have a proper debate, Rick. We don't want
Rachel.
We got hundreds of fans over here now. We got hundreds of people.
Rachel, I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. That's all correct. Great. But you are a manager of a sole fighter.
Okay,
you're not a fight manager. If he wasn't your husband, you wouldn't be the manager.
Rap, can I get a share screen?
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. There we go.
So it just seems like he feels that you need to have more clients. Is that what it is, Rick?
Correct.
You need to be in the
Correct.
game
You're
with
not
more
a fight
clients.
manager. You manage
Rap,
a fighter.
Rap, can you give me a screen? Can you see that? What does it say?
I can't read it.
You can. Okay. Well, let me help you since you can't read.
I'm legally blind. Okay.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
No, are you really?
I am. I can't drive. I'm legally blind.
All right, here we go. So
okay.
who on here? Okay, so the last time that we discussed, you told me that Floyd Mayweather Sr. was not trainer of the year, or was not manager of the year, and was manager of the year.
He's not a manager. He's a trainer.
Is that why in 1998 he is actually named as the manager of the year?
He may have been. He's not a manager. He managed a fighter.
Seriously?
He managed a fighter, just like you.
Are you ready?
Name a second fighter that you've managed or he's managed.
I'm showing
Zero.
you exactly these are your only requirements, and your requirement is not part of the BWAA. So here you go. Felix.
I don't vote BWA.
Felix Trinidad Sr.
Right.
Only.
What about him? He was the manager.
One fighter.
He was the manager.
Norman Stone. One fighter.
Right. I agree. And I agree. But Norman had many other fighters.
No, not during the time that he actually got into the BWA. Try again.
Stop. His fighter died in the ring, you idiot. Bobby Tomasello was his fighter, died in the ring. What are you talking about?
During the 2002, when he had this award awarded to him.
He died in 2001. Look it up.
And
he had a whole bunch of fighters. He had a whole bunch of fighters.
It's a 2002.
Yeah, he dropped his fighters. He dropped everybody Ruiz after Bobby Tomasello died.
Who was Joseph Calzaghe? He was a manager that was a boxer. Managed himself. Joe Calzaghe managed himself.
Joe Calzaghe did not manage himself. His father, Enzo, was the manager.
Joe Calzaghe won the award, so that's interesting.
His father was the manager. His father was a dear friend of mine. Please.
Bernard Hopkins managed himself.
Yes, he did.
So you're telling me what exactly? Joe Calzaghe, who else was there?
Joe Calzaghe was not the manager. Enzo was. Okay?
What it says on the website.
I don't care what it says on the website. So I know who the manager was. I dealt with him. I dealt with the father. I supplied him with sparring partners. I got him the Roy Jones fight. How's that? I got him the Roy Jones fight.
George Foreman in 1994 was also awarded.
You got the Roy Jones fight? Did you say, Rick?
No. I got the Roy Jones fight for Calzaghe. Correct.
What, alongside with Don King?
No, nothing to do with Don King.
Nothing to do with Don.
Okay. He wasn't with Don anymore. He left Don right after in March of 2000, March or April, and the fight happened in November.
Okay. Okay, that's good. You did the Roy Jones.
The BWA is retarded, is what you're saying.
I don't care. I don't care what it does. They're not fight managers.
I didn't say that. I'm asking.
You manage a fighter. That's been my argument. I don't care. You manage a fighter. How many clients, other clients do you have? Zero.
Is that wasn't the argument? All you did is you said, "Oh no, Mayweather didn't have any. He was a trainer. He wasn't a manager." I just showed it to you.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. was a trainer. They didn't call him the trainer because Roger was training him too. Okay, and they said, "Okay, he's the manager." He had no input. Trust me.
No influence now.
No input. No input management. It was all training with Roger.
Well, either way, I was nominated because I had top 5 fight votes during the nomination meeting, and yet for some reason,
listen, Rachel. Your accomplishment. You're missing, Rachel. Rachel, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. What you accomplished with one fighter was excellent, but that doesn't make you a fight manager. Where are your other clients?
Does Rick? Does contracts not mean shit?
I gotta go. Talk to you later.
Why is it no, Rick? Let's just keep it moving, Rick. We don't have to be like that. Oh shit! He got.
Rob, you said you're gonna have to protect me. No one needs. He needs protection. Don't come
I was just trying to get
false facts, and then when I blast you with the facts, now all of a sudden BWA is like. Blah, blah, blah.
You know what? Rick can't go out like that. You're supposed to.
Well, he went out like that. Close the damn door.
I don't know why he gets, that way.
Because he now can't lie. I just showed you how many fighters. And guess what? Here's the funny part. You want to know the funny part? The BWAA, I actually emailed and asked for who these guys were nominated that only had one fighter.
Yeah. Do you think I should give Rick a minute to calm down so we can have a debate about it? Because I feel like...
TKO!
Hey, what's happening, champ?
Stop the fight.
That was TKO, man.